Ladies and gentlemen, after a week's hiatus, Mount Paozu Arcade is back. Yo, how pockets? Who got to play some Dragon Ball Fighters, bro? Hell pockets. Oh my god. Well, I'll tell you what. We gotta play some Dragon Ball Fighters, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. It was an absolute blast. By the way, shout outs to GBG guy for that intro he let us borrow. His music is pretty awesome so far. So, Chris, you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you.
Got to
We
respond
lost
to
you there
that.
for a second, man. What happened?
I don't know. I think our producer is making funny business behind the scenes.
Oh my god, why you always gotta blame it on somebody else, man? Why
Dude,
couldn't it be
when
you?
you're at this level of professionalism, when you're at the level of professionalism, when Bandai Namco invites you to their home to play their most coveted unreleased game, sometimes you have to deflect blame. Okay,
Oh my god.
that's what being in the business is about.
Deflect or parry?
I prefer deflect because parrying. Nah, I guess both are interchangeable. I prefer to
Yeah.
push block, but that's not available sometimes. So sometimes you just have to deflect.
Ooh, baby. All right.
Dude. But yeah, so
Anyways,
we got to play. I'm just gonna go out and say we got to play Dragon Ball Fighters. It's cutting right to the chase. A great game. Not even like going super fanboy about it. This is something that I've waited a very long time to be a part of,
mhm.
and it's everything I've imagined it to be. That's the long and short of it. I've been waiting
so
18 years.
so let's break down exactly what we did, right? Myself, I made the trek all the way from SoCal to NorCal to make it to Bandai Namco headquarters and basically try to crack open this game as deep as we possibly could. Um, and my initial impression at base level is pretty much what Hell Pocket said. It is undeniably a really good game. Everything controls right, everything looks great. Um, I have no doubt in my mind that this game is going to be huge. None,
It's
none whatsoever. Zero,
it's
dude. This trip sealed it up. Like,
like
there's no way this game's gonna suck.
so it's like the funny thing is you came up here and like half of me is like, okay, Abe's gonna be trying out a not necessarily a new game for him,
Uh huh.
but sort of this is a departure from what we've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years. We're playing KOF, you've been playing a little bit of Guilty Gear, but neither one of us have really done like the 3v3 tag system game.
Yeah.
This is you coming in, me coming in. This is a totally new experience, right? And
It,
I'm already the super fanboy. I knew that. You already knew this. You're a
yeah.
fanboy too, but you have, and this is obviously no surprise to anyone. You have a much more level head on your shoulders than I do. Walking away from this game, how did you feel?
Walking away is a lot very hopeful. I have to say that. Very hopeful, and like I said earlier, dude, I just do not doubt this game whatsoever. This this new build really, like, they really tightened it up, man, compared to what we saw before. I know some of you guys are pretty worried about those combos and how it just really kind of pigeonholed the game, or a lot of people felt like the way the game's getting played, it's getting really pigeonholed. Um, it's opened up, man. Definitely opened up and is allowing a lot more creativity, not only in combos but also in adaptation of how to use assists, um, how you use your meter. And the more and more we got to play, the more and more the game started to reveal itself to us. And that was a pretty important thing because I know a lot of people haven't had that much time to break it down outside of what, like, maybe like 10 reps max for a lot of people if they didn't get a session like this.
Yeah, like you go to these trade shows and you see people like they had tournaments at Evo. Versus Fighting had a sit down event where they did get some grind time in there, and we got to
Mm,
see some of those ridiculous combos that we were just talking about. But no one really got to kind of sit in a nice little room and just do whatever they wanted, not be pressed for time, just
mm.
play it like they owned it, at a friend's house, and that friend had like a copy for everyone to mess around with. I gotta say, even with that kind of what would I say, privilege, as it was
Mhm.
definitely a privilege, and we're thankful for it. Um, we didn't even come close to scratching, the bottom of the game. We spent like a solid 5 hours on it, and we came away with, I think, some solid neutral at least for day zero, and some nice Magic Series bread and butters that required 3 bars in my case.
Right.
Um, I think that the amount of creativity that's going to come out in this game is not necessarily going to be something where like players can utilize it. They're
Mhm.
going to be forced to do it. You're not going to be able to play this game at a competitive level without thinking outside the box, as it were, especially if you're coming from an Arxis background. Coming from an
Uh,
SNK background.
yeah, exactly. And we kind of talked about this on our own, where it's like there will be, and we have our pretty much our favorites of what type of player will succeed early on in this game. And basically anybody that has plays a game that has a tag system or a 3v3 type setup where you pretty much have to understand how to manage meter, how to inter- be interchangeable, and be able to execute at that level where you can be creative with your combos and your setups, that I feel like a lot of people that play 1v1s don't really take advantage of that yet.
Um, yeah, like you will see from like a lot of videos that came out this weekend or last weekend rather, or today actually.
Uh-huh.
Um, a lot of people are just kind of doing that 1v1 mode, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to get a feel for the game, and they
Mhm.
probably haven't played a lot of tag games, but like tag game players probably understand the spaces a little bit better. They can see an assist and say, okay, this is the function of this assist. It is covering this angle, it's lasting this long, and it's this kind of attack. So it's X, it's X generic assist.
Ye-
Um,
Yeah, I definitely feel like for one, it's a different experience for me coming from a background that I don't really play 3v3 tag games, having to constantly be considering when my assist is available or when the other person's assist is available and when I could really open them up. There's a lot of options you got to consider that a lot of players may not be used to. And when you start playing versus other people that, I mean, that's pretty much home base for them, you're going to see a big difference in play when this game first gets released. And that's one of the things that I noticed, especially after what, that 6 hours, how long were we there?
oh, dude, we had to have been there like. Well, all right, so we were there for 6 hours, but
Yeah.
we actually didn't get to play for like maybe four because we started setting up. We were setting up. We started playing, and we were inside this meeting room that had this big like board table, and the
Yeah.
board table had like the little electronic inputs and like the it basically was everything you needed to run a bunch of setups in there.
Hmm.
And halfway through the first hour of gameplay, the damn table dies, and not necess- not necessarily my fault, but
Oh God, here we go.
I was told by Namco
Uh-huh.
employees to bring everything I got as far as recording setups go. So I
Yeah.
brought everything, like pretty much everything that's in the house. I brought the lights, I brought the cameras, I brought the mic, I brought the laptop, I
You brought
brought
the
the
sleeping
mixer,
bag so you
I
could
brought the
sleep
sleeping
over.
bag. Like I had a tripod, I had everything, man. And like I'm surprised I ever brought the fucking LGP, man. I almost thought I was gonna forget the LGP.
Yeah.
Um, and so as soon as that table dies and the lights go out, Maximilian looks right at me. He's like, "Dude, I
Yeah,
told you, dude."
I mean, to be honest with you though, you played it a little too honest. I would have been like, hold up, let me make sure that it was me, instead of be like, I fucked up, guys. I was like, no, help pockets, keep it on the DL, bro. I don't want them to fucking cut our heads off just yet.
No, I hear you, man. Like I didn't even. It was it was actually it was a deer in headlights moment.
Yeah.
Honestly, I felt really bad because everybody was like so drunk on that game immediately. As soon as they sat down, they were just like zeroed in on it, and they wouldn't even talk to anybody. And then they just got taken out of the fantasy. And the first thing the Namco employees come in and say is like, "Oh, we think Hell Pockets has too much shit plugged in."
Well, you're an easy target, I guess.
Well, yeah, I got all the stuff over there, and I'm looking at them like, "You told me to bring this stuff, guys. Like, come on." So
Yeah.
it turns out that the power apparently in the table just died. It wasn't like a power cell or whatever. The table was just shitty, I guess. I don't know. But I
Well,
still apologize, everybody.
Well,
Sorry.
regardless, we managed to get some pretty good footage and some pretty good experience with the characters. And I know that you ended up doing a video for Bandai Namco, And what character did you end up doing that for?
So they asked me to run down some notes on Android 18 because I had been playing her the entire day.
Uh oh,
Um,
he's setting himself up for failure right now. Jesus Christ.
yeah, like I'm aware that I'm in the middle of a learning experience, so I can take my
Right,
lumps.
right. No, it's
And
it's really true. Yeah, it's true.
Android 18 is she's a hard character, man.
Uh-huh.
Like maybe I just suck. I'll totally admit that if that's what the
A
case
little
is.
bit of both. A little bit of both.
If I just suck and she's hard, then I
Uh
suck
huh.
at that hard character. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, did that sound weird?
I don't. Well,
I
it's
suck
not
at hard.
surprising.
Yeah,
We
I know.
played a lot against against each other, and I could not argue that. You are
Yeah.
on point, sir.
I felt pretty good about it all the same. I felt like I knew something about the character enough to do the video, and they were
Mhm.
satisfied with this. That's cool. But she's just like she is the epitome of what this game needed when we were playing the evil build. A lot of
Okay.
people were talking about how in the evil build things were super linear. Everybody was kind of a rush down character. Everybody looked like they were going to have the same combo series. Everybody looked like they were going to have the same special attacks that had the same functions and whatnot. And then, boom, Android 18 comes in there who's capable of doing that. And then you give her her own assist character. And then you give her a barrier.
Uh huh.
Just like these things that just mix things up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Uh, Totally unique in comparison to the rest of the cast. The pace that she plays at is both, super fast and can slow it down a little bit. And that's big in a game like this where everybody so far is kind of just going in and hitting buttons. Um, Another character also that's like that was Android 16, who actually made people afraid to do stuff because he actually had various ways of covering your movement and then stuffing you head first into the cement. So I got to say that this build, if you were worried that this game was
Mhm.
going to be, not necessarily lazy, but if you thought this game was going to be a one trick pony, these two characters pretty much blew that out of the water immediately. Like, I'm amazed that they they held on to this so quickly. I would have thought that they would have brought out came out with these characters immediately, wouldn't you? Like these seem like characters that you would have in the first build.
No, because I actually think these characters are a little complex. So I'm not surprised that they weren't released at first, or they didn't put it in any of the early builds, because um I don't know, I didn't play 18 at all, but I didn't see anybody really get a grasp for her like at a decent level, like at all. I just kind of saw people doing stuff,
Yeah,
and I mean, to be honest, like it's a new game where we're trying to figure out how these characters interact with each other, and I think probably, yeah, you probably had the most experience. I didn't see anybody else really going that hard with 18.
it was
Um,
really fun to play. That was the other thing. Like I didn't really
uh,
like the game was fun to play, but the characters themselves, once you get a feeling for them, you end up getting like kind of drawn into how they play, and that's your shit. Like I wasn't even thinking about maining 18 before this, and now all of a sudden it's like I don't know if I can walk away out of this without at least being competent with her.
are you talking about you're the guy that likes to jump on all the new shit? Are you a bandwagon guy?
I am a bandwagon guy.
Oh,
That's
I
what. No,
fucking
obviously,
hate
I'm not a.
you.
Do I look like a bandwagon guy? I'm a
Yeah, you
fucking nine.
fucking do. Yes,
No, I
you
do.
do.
How am I a freaking bandwagon guy? I'm a freaking Niner fan. Are you
You
kidding
you
me?
know how I know you're a bandwagon guy? Because you jumped off of Broly, bro. I'm not gonna let that
I
go.
didn't jump off of Broly. I literally just said Broly is not everything you think I think he is.
Okay. All right. Hey, man. I don't want to argue with you, man. You're my boy. All right.
All right, all
All
right.
right. Back to the topic. Um. So, I definitely got some really good time with Piccolo. I pretty much played him the entire time I was there. And to me, I didn't get to play much 18 or 16, but to me, he was super interesting. He has a counter. He has the two fireball setups that home that you could change the speeds on them depending on how long you hold them. And if you do hold the fireball, it's not that much longer for you to get the slower one versus the faster one. Um, and with an assist, this dude's gonna be super deadly. So a lot of things like that haven't been fully explored.
Mm.
But if you watch the videos, you can kind of get an idea of where that's gonna go. And if you watch, I think Max, I think he got some good footage of Piccolo. I'm not sure. But if you watch pretty much how the gameplay starts to unfold on our videos, as I start to get better with the game and start to apply the pressure properly with assists and his gameplay and his counters and how he can change direction a lot and like open you up, you get a feel for how a lot of characters are going to actually start playing. How you start using their assist and how to maybe extend combos, which to be honest, not a lot of people were doing even then.
Hmm.
A lot of us in that room weren't necessarily really top tier players of any sort, but surprisingly, a lot of them were very competent and we were able to learn a lot. It's just trying to get a grasp for it. The only one that really has experience with versus games was really Maximilian, so he was able to jump ahead of us pretty quickly. But towards the end of the day, you got to see some cool stuff.
I think
Uh,
Wooly had some experience with versus game also. He is a Marvel fan, so I haven't seen him play though. So um,
yeah, but still on Piccolo, man. He is
dude,
my dude. I could have never thought that that's the type of gameplay he was gonna get, man. A counter, never saw that coming. These homing fireballs that just open up the game entirely is an awesome addition, and I'm so happy that one of my favorite characters is gonna be pretty legit.
yeah, he's pretty cool. And like at first we thought he was kind of busted, but then we realized, he's not that busted. But thinking back on it now, like obviously the homing bullet thing is going to be a big factor in his range game.
Hmm.
Um, at first, it looked like that was just something that you had to deal with, and then we found out we could super dash through it. But the thing about that is, if you're going to let him back up into the corner
Hmm.
and let him throw the homing bullet, you're basically saying, "I'm going to read the homing bullet and then super dash and then bust you for it," right?
Well, not only that, there's safe ways for you to set that up. Like if you want to set that up with an assist, you can get your homing ball out there, and you could already start your offense. And because people want to super through or super dash through the ball, because the super dash can clear it, it pretty much opens up the mind games where it's like, well, are you gonna make it obvious, or are you just gonna super dash right through it to get rid of it because you don't want to deal with it? Well, then that allows me to down H it and get a full combo.
Exactly.
So we're starting to peel back the layers of how gameplay is really gonna be at a high level. And the more and more we gotta play, a lot of stuff we gotta see as far as neutral and everything else. By the way, neutral, the buttons in this game, the hitboxes are fat as hell.
Yeah,
They're
gigantic.
super chunky. Like you have to really you it's hard to grasp at first how fat some of these hitboxes are, and the difference between like light and medium and which buttons are actually faster. Like it's a little deceptive. Like some of the characters, their lights aren't faster than their mediums. And it's a little jarring for me, but we were able to get used to it towards the end. We really found out like which buttons were the best buttons to press, and you start seeing a lot of movement to incorporate or to take away that advantage or have a disadvantage.
Right. You'll see, for instance, with me using Android 18, that I discovered that
Yeah.
her standing medium is actually her probably best move from neutral because it pushes her super far forward and it always combos into standing heavy.
Uh-huh.
Her too heavy, not so much. Down heavy, not really that great for comboing into at a distance. But as long as you hit standing medium, you're most likely always going to hit standing heavy, which is going to lead you into almost the exact same situation. A wall bounce, you do the super dash into the carry, and whatever air series she gets as the game evolves, that will be your go-to.
Hmm.
Um, and then we have characters like Vegeta, who his light attacks aren't really that long, except for apparently his crouching light, which is deceptively long.
Dude, that thing is so fat, bro. Like if you watch the video, you see how far he's able to tag me into a full-blown combo.
Mhm.
And this game it's not going to be a one-touch kill game, but it's going to be a one-touch the dude's getting a combo. It's not that hard to go into a full-blown combo. It's literally let me get that one hit and I got you into a setup. It's going to be one of those things where it's like two or three setups at a time, right?
Yeah,
And outside of that, you're going to be playing the neutral to try to make those hits happen. But I definitely see this at a high level getting super crunched down as far as like your options through so many things happening on screen. And I feel like, to be honest with you, creatively, nobody's there yet to
no,
take full advantage of this game. And maybe if we get a little more consistency with uh playtime with the game, we'll be able to see that. And God, a training mode. That's something we didn't mention. We did not have a training mode.
Yeah,
So it really took up a lot of time having to beat up the other characters and then go back to the start menu, pick the characters again, and really find out what's safe, what's not. It took a tremendous effort to do those types of things, and yeah, it made it a little difficult to really break stuff down. So hopefully, when the beta comes out,
training
we'll
mode.
yeah, dude. Because if they have a training mode, yes, they will
You
break down a ton of stuff in this game
really quick,
immediately.
real quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, on the other end though, like we are products of an arcade generation, so this is kind of how we learned back in the day anyway. So it's not something I'm not used to anymore, but it's not efficient. You
Totally
know?
reminded me of playing in the arcade for sure, because it like you felt super tense about, dude, we gotta figure everything out. What
Yep.
can we do? And on top of that, it's just the layout was kind of weird.
Yeah. All right. So another thing that not a lot of people have been talking about, and something that I thought is very important to this discussion. We were not well. One, we weren't playing on Xbox One. We were playing on PS4. This is the PS4, the version of the game that you're looking at right now, and we were not playing on D-pads. We were playing on HRAP 4s, arcade sticks.
Mhm.
And this is the first time I think anyone has showcased this game on a stick.
Yeah.
They had D-pads for anybody that needed it, so it's interchangeable at this point in the build. But this is the first time I've ever seen anybody play this game on a stick. And unfortunately, with no training mode, with no options menu, there is no option to configure the buttons. And the default layout they have right now is weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Like it's like the top two are light medium, underneath that medium is heavy, next to like to the left of heavy is special, and then across from those two is two hotkeys. One's for Dragon Rush, the other one's for Super Dash, and then on the edge of the stick are your two assist buttons.
I'll say this, man. I think the game will be tailor made for pads. I think I kind of want to try playing it on pad, and I feel like it would be cool to be able to go to a tournament and not have to drag around a big old arcade stick.
Oh,
So I want to be one of those dudes, man. I want to be there with my joy or with my pad and not have to worry about that stuff, man.
oh man, I don't know, dude. I felt so comfortable playing this on stick, even with the weird layout. I got used to it pretty quickly. Remember I told you like I was so worried about getting used to this layout that when it came out and had options, I was afraid that was going to be my layout. That's like the only way I can play it. I almost wanted to play it on pad also because it felt so uncomfortable to do it that way, but I got used to it anyway. Like you said to Max, you had to do freaking game signs to do freaking assists in that game eventually. You had to like stretch your
Yeah.
finger from one end of the button panel to the other just to call an assist or call an a tag. Definitely don't think that's the way it should be, but I am going to play this game on stick. 100%. I can't play fighting games on pad simply because I need both hands moving in tandem. Using them only my thumbs and fingers, I'm just going to give myself arthritis. I'm just not good at that shit.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so what would you think as far as right now? Oh, we didn't even talk about Trunks, but right now, what do you think is probably the most impressive characters they got on the roster right now? Like the strongest ones as far as how we got to play or what we witnessed inside of the Bandai Namco headquarters.
So definitely think Vegeta's up there. I think Vegeta's
Ah,
probably.
dude, you need to get off his sack. Like,
Dude, you were saying this yourself. You were like, man,
I know,
Vegeta's
bro,
hella.
but the first one to go to is Vegeta.
Yeah, dude, he's got everything. Like he's got a
Uh,
DP. He's got an air super. Actually,
yeah.
two air supers. He's got an
Oh,
air DP.
explain that why that is important in this game. The
So
air
this is
super thing.
So the reason why this is important, and it might be purely from a beginner level, or it might be becoming from a competitive level, but having an air maneuver that you can chain into after an air series is big in this game because there are some characters who just can't do that. Some characters have to rely on just jumping light, medium, heavy, and
Mm.
then going for the Oki setup afterwards. At least at this point in the game. Obviously, as the game comes out in the beta and there's a training mode, people are going to find other routes, hopefully. I know Maximilian already found a route with Trunks that leads to a knockdown that allows him to follow up with his jump slash, which gets to follow up with his burning attack, which is something that I didn't even know about to the end of the day.
Okay, here's another reason why it's important to have a character that can super in the air. it allows you to tag super out into another super from another character, which if you can't do that, it greatly affects your maneuverability and how you can handle the match. If uh a lot of times tag supers will do more damage depending on the situation, but just being able to be that interchangeable is super important in this game. And for instance, Trunks doesn't have an air super. So when you launch into a full combo and you're in the air, you have to figure out a way to get that knockdown, which Chris was talking about earlier, that allows you to do the ground super and go into a tag super that allows the other character to come in.
Right.
So that's another aspect of the game. And this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about that a lot of you guys that played tag games are all too familiar with, man. Being able to use the assist to prolong the combo and tag somebody out and get the next character in and continue the combo. That's stuff that is very lightly explored so far in general. And right now, a lot of people are focused on, well, what's the best combo I can do with the one
Mhm.
character? But exploration with your assist characters and all that is probably at the lowest right now.
I would think
So,
so. I think so also. It's just because the game looks so much like Guilty Gear that people don't really don't immediately feel the need to use the assist. They feel like the game.
like, in what way do you think it looks like Guilty Gear?
So I would say like there's a lot of like rush up from the ground, a lot of like in and out poking right at what we were doing at least, and then there's everybody's looking for the launcher. Everybody's looking for the launcher that goes into the air series, and hopefully
Uh-huh.
their character has an ender for that. If the character doesn't have an ender, then you see people start exploring outside of that a little bit. Like Maximilian wanted to really make Trunks work, and we saw him getting frustrated that Trunks didn't have a way to connect his jump slash from
Uh-huh.
his air combo. So he was forced to find another route. Neither one of us were forced to do that. All of our characters had everything out the gate, pretty much. Well, I mean,
Well,
maybe Piccolo
except for
didn't.
Trunks, because I was playing Trunks
Well,
and he
I
was
was playing
asked
Trunks
out in the
also.
beginning. I mean,
Basically, yeah.
we're both asked out in the beginning, but you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, a really good comparison for this game, it feels kind of like Persona in the way of how you use the assist. I played it. I didn't play it too much, but the movement feels kind of close to that, where it's not like a lot of distance that you're covering with these uh with the air movement, but it's decent enough. I feel like on Guilty Gear, there's a lot of air movement.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's as free in Dragon Ball outside of the Super Dash.
Um, It can be. There were some things I was experimenting with at Evo that is still present in this game, like how backdashes and attacks change the trajectory of your backdash. But that is really
What?
only
Like what?
useful like a good example is like with Boo, right? He can do the jumping heavy and it's a pretty floaty jump. But if he does
Uh-huh.
a backdash and does a backdash heavy, it suddenly picks up in speed and it
S-
becomes sort of a drop down attack.
So you could do it like Keel Down C, where you backdash.
Sort of like that. Yeah, just out of a jumping, like out of a jumping air dash. It's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
like
Well,
that.
you gotta specify that, Chris. You can't just say
I,
backdash.
oh, excuse me. I thought we were talking about. Excuse me, air back dash. Jesus.
Yes, that is an important thing to point out.
There's no KOF players in this chat, is there? No, actually, I see one. Never mind. My bad, guys. Um, but there's just stuff like that is going to just like open up certain layers of the character that is
Hmm.
not necessarily going to be combo heavy or combo centric, but it's going to make them even more unique to the game, and obviously that's something that somebody like Boo can take advantage of. I don't know if Piccolo has usage of stretchy arms like that because his stretchy arm is more of a grab, you know like
Yeah.
his standing stretch arm, which is just 5S, is a grab, and his jumping S is also a grab, but I don't think you can combo after it, can you?
Yeah, you totally can. I don't know why you guys kept saying that. It's
Because you
you
kept
legit.
dropping it.
No, I don't know why it kept dropping because it would drop after I hit. Like I would be doing the series and it would drop. Like I don't know why it would do that. Like I mean, it's a early build, so I don't know. But that is you get the grab, you legit get a free combo. Like whenever you get it, it's not. I don't like. I don't think most of you guys were playing Piccolo, so you guys are like, "Oh, it's just frame advance." No, it's a legit combo. You get a fucking combo.
I don't know.
Like,
I didn't see it.
dude, I'm telling you, it's a legit combo. Like that shit
All right,
combo.
all right, all right, all right. We're gonna get the
I'm like,
beta. We're
no,
gonna try to get in the beta. in September, and we'll prove it. We'll make a whole compilation of the ways you can
Then
open
what?
up
You
free
guys just
combos.
stop blocking just cuz? Like
No, you'll just show it. You'll just prove it. We don't have any footage of it yet.
like you legit got hit by that a ton of times. How you guys not believe that it's not a combo?
I mean, you didn't combo me afterwards.
I totally comboed you a bunch of times. We had
On
a
the
bunch of
ground,
video.
on the ground, yes, but not the jumping one.
It's cause I don't play this game all the time. I'm trying to figure out how to play it.
Oh man, I don't
They
know, man.
both combo.
That sounded like some violin music right now. I don't know.
What? No. Oh my god. Fucking hate you. Uh, you're gonna get your ass kicked so fucking bad when this game
Dude,
comes out.
you
I
can't even
swear to
say
God.
that because we already tried. We already
I can
tried this
totally
theory.
fucking say
We
that.
already tried this theory. You already got your ass whooped. What was it like?
I barely.
3-0?
I didn't even know how to play those characters at all. What are you
I
talking
didn't
about?
either. I didn't know how to play those characters
You
either.
played the day before. What are you talking about?
Against
That's a
nobody.
big
Like,
exactly.
jeez, you're just making. I don't know, man. I gave you like 2 hours to play by yourself, and it was the same amount of
I
time.
did not get
that
2 hours
got.
to play. What are you talking
There's
about?
video footage of you playing by yourself.
2 hours.
I did not upload it because it was not interesting to the people. But it's on the hard drive. If you want me to
Of
show it
course,
to them,
it's not
I will
interesting,
show
man.
them the evidence.
Why are you pointing out the obvious?
I will show them the evidence that you had time to learn the character.
I did not have enough time, man.
Oh,
I had to
boy.
learn all the characters.
Boy,
Kinda neat,
here
right?
we go. What's
Kinda
next?
neat.
Oh my god, please, God, give me this game so I can whoop his ass. Oh my
Jesus
god.
Christ, man. You should just like write a book about this. You make $1 million for everybody who never wanted to own up to their own inadequacies.
Oh my god, speaking from the fucking man that knows all too well about shit like that.
Oh my God, please. Get this
Okay,
game out tomorrow.
get on point. All right, let's get on topic, God damn it.
What were we talking about? I think we were talking about the games. Bando Namkai.
Bando Namkai. Yeah, there you go. Bando fucking get your shit together, Chris. Get your shit together. Oh my god, man. Look,
I'm
this guy
sorry, I need
can't even
something.
speak right.
I can't even speak right. It got me so bad I can barely even talk. All right. Bando Namkai. Damn it, did it again. Sorry.
Oh
Bandai
my
Namco.
god.
Anyway, I want to give a
Okay.
big shout out. They were really nice. Dimitri, Dalton, they were really accommodating. And I want to say the coolest thing about this experience was the fact that they were very open to having us there just to showcase this stuff. They obviously had people like Rhyme Style, Nanogenic or Nanogenics, Afro Senju, Wooly. They had that guy David. I don't think we ever got his handle, did we?
I think it was like Uncaged Gamer.
Uncaged Gamer, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a really cool guy. I want to kick it with him again. And Maximilian. And then you have the Goons, who basically represent the FGC and don't have as much reach as those guys in that room have. But at the same time, they were really very appreciative of what we were doing and how we were opening up the game at a level that I guess they hadn't seen before, you know? And I mean, you'll recall there was that one Nam cop who decided he wanted to challenge both of us, or maybe it was me, that one dude. And
what are you talking about? The dude with long hair?
the dude with long hair, there we go, yeah.
That guy clearly was not that good.
The intern, yeah, but he just kept asking. He was like, dude, I want to play you. I want to play you. I'm like,
I think he thought you sucked.
well,
The other guy that played Max, he legit thought he was like, I'm about to get in on these motherfuckers.
Blood.
Huh?
You were watching him, right? You were sitting next to him when they were playing.
He actually
right?
was pretty good. He was pretty good. But Max was playing by himself for about 4 hours straight, and I'm pretty sure he's played the other builds, so he has a pretty good grasp as to how to play the game. And he did end up giving them some pretty good work, man.
Yeah, no, he was. I remember I walked by, and one of his comments were like, "You're like the first person I played that just doesn't hit, light, medium, you know."
Yeah, and I took offense to that. I was like, you know what, bro? We have not been QA in this game. We have not had a significant amount of time. Like, how are you gonna shit on us, dude? He's doing the hell pockets where he's like, bro, they give you enough time to learn this game, even though I've been playing this game all goddamn day. But yeah, no, it's funny because he said that, and I got super offended. I was like,
I heard that, and I was like, damn, this fucking.
Hey, fuck that shit! I got mad. I was like, dude, I will beat you with this 1-2-3 series at the auto combo. Please, just give me a chance.
So, like, I want to talk about that for a second because when I first saw that, and a lot of people are probably going to hear about these auto combos that exist in this game, and they're going to be like, oh, well, that's obviously meant to help the the underprivileged non-FGC hardcores get
Yeah.
into the game, you know? And they're right. It is. It is supposed to be for people who don't want to learn intricate combos and just want to play this game for 20 minutes with their friends on the couch and then walk away from it while they do something outside. It's perfect for them. But the thing about it is, it's pretty useful. Some of
Mhm.
those auto combos are pretty good. They set up decent damage. The light ones always set up a juggle, not the same kind of juggle you get from the down H. That's a
Yeah.
higher juggle. It's like more of a mid level juggle, and I actually like that better for Trunks because that gives him less time to hit the ground and where he can do an OTG pickup with an assist maybe. You know, there's an upside to it.
Also, another thing, the Dragon Rush is they don't seem to be that, not that they're not useful, but they do kind of function more like a legit throw where you don't get too much damage off of it like you did before.
Mhm.
Which is cool because I do see people getting hit by that a lot, like in the future of the game, or at least like I said, the um we haven't developed the muscle memory for that.
Right. There's right now. There's the roots to the combos. Their combo roots are just not intuitive to us.
Yeah.
And as far as I can see from everybody else that's played this game, it's not intuitive it's not intuitive to them either.
Hmm.
So people are asking me like, "Hey, does this game play like X game, right?" And I'm like, "It may not because there's a lot of people playing this game, and they're all playing it the same way. They're all people are experimenting, but no one's really finding any alternative shit except for Max, who got to spend 4 hours by himself trying stuff.
Well, I mean, to that point, if we're gonna be fairly 100% honest here, we haven't had super high level players crack this game open yet.
That's another
Uh,
good example. That's another good
mhm.
point.
So when this beta comes out, um, I like to see. We had our guest Kizzy K on here. I like to see his take on it.
For
He
sure,
decides
for
to
sure.
break that down because he had a very interesting take on Dragon Ball Fighters in the E3 build. Um, and I want to hear from people like Nerd Josh too, and the other top player. I don't. Outside of those guys, I don't know for sure who's gonna play it. I'm just assuming everybody's gonna play it.
So there is a group that I specifically want to play. I'm not entirely sure they're going to play,
Hmm.
but the guys who play competitive Extreme Butoden, I want to see them crack open this game.
Okay, I mean, yeah.
What? Why? What's wrong with
No,
that?
it's because I don't know. I don't know anything about that, and
I will teach.
I don't think most people know anything about
Well,
that
that's why I'm
scene.
going to be explaining it right now.
Okay,
See, so
go
these
ahead.
are these are guys that are playing the game that they've both said that is the official and unofficial beta for this game. These are guys who have been playing it for a year. They're not
Hmm.
strangers to parts of this system. I think
Hmm.
that these guys are talented in other games. I haven't seen them play too much at other things, but they definitely have the fundamentals of playing other games under their belt, and they're extremely creative with their combos and whatnot. Because considering that game is very limited
Hmm.
in its combo system, they've managed to create magic with it. And they are not afraid to use assists because that game is almost 98% assist combos.
Um, yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know, and I don't know a lot of people that actually watch those outside of you and like maybe Nerd Josh. Um,
I mean, that's
and if that's the only opinion we're gonna go off of, I don't know. All I'm saying is, off of the
I don't
people that
need
we
you to
know,
know. I need you to understand.
how the fuck am I gonna understand if I don't know? What are you talking about, Chris?
I don't need you to
I'm just,
know. I need you to accept and
I
understand.
no, I'm not. What? That makes no sense. How am I gonna accept and understand something that I don't get whatsoever?
Just
All I'm
accept.
saying,
It's
all
like
I'm saying is
it's
that
like
I know. Oh God, what?
you got to know. You don't know
Uh
if
huh.
Jesus exists, but you
Oh
accept him
my
in your
God,
life.
stop,
Okay.
stop. Oh my
These
God.
guys are going to be the Jesus Christ of Dragon Ball Fighters. Is all I'm saying. No big deal though. Maybe bigger than Jesus.
Okay, anyways, back to what we were talking about with proven players that are actually really good and that we all know about. Yes, I'm very interested in seeing top players from other games pick this up and seeing what they can do with it. Um, yeah, Marvel players, Skullgirl players, like I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna get a good touch on this. And we'll see, man. That beta's right around the corner. Signups are a blow up right now.
Yeah. Uh, did you get a chance to jump on that?
No, I was at work.
Oh man, yeah. So if you were around in the early morning hours of that sign up page going up, you probably didn't get to do shit. Um, the site basically there was some confusion on where you're supposed to sign up. People signed up for the European beta. People were linking to that webpage, and there was like a whole like mix up over that. There was no announcement on Namco Bandai U or Bandai Namco U. I'm just gonna call them Bamco. Why do I even try to be official?
Yeah, just
Um,
just do that. I
just
understand why you do that. It's cool.
like Bamco US didn't make any announcement, so
Uh-huh.
people were freaking out.
Right.
And then the page goes up, and everything seems cool until people start putting their name in and putting their emails and whatnot, and there's a line that says VIP access code,
Hmm.
and people lost their shit. One person asked, "Why do we need VIP access codes? Who's this for?"
Yeah,
Somebody else says,
I still don't know what that's for, to be honest with you.
some other people are saying, "This better be for press only. I don't
Huh?
want to see players getting VIP access."
Okay, well, that's kind of ridiculous because I would actually want top players to play this game. If I was making this game, I would openly invite them, as a matter of fact.
Exactly. You would try to pull them in and say, "Hey, can you freaking crack this code real quick?"
Yeah, I don't get that.
It's
Um,
I think people are just afraid that they're going to be left out. You know, they're going to be not be able to play in the beta, and they're afraid that somebody with a beta access code is going to take their spot, which doesn't even make any sense because if there's a VIP access code, that spot was never yours to begin with, or wasn't somebody's.
mhm.
Um, I signed up. So hopefully you get a chance. I think it's still up
Well,
actually.
well, you're the sign up king, man. You've been able to sign up for many things and been successful, so
Yeah, I know. I should like play the lottery this year, huh?
I would
Actually get
expect
something.
you to be no different in this sign up.
See, you're jinxing it right now. Okay.
You know, you deserve it, dude. I'm gonna be honest
Wow.
with you.
You're
After
gonna,
tonight, you fucking deserve it.
oh my God, you are
Eat,
so
eat
petty.
shit, Hell Pockets.
You are
Eat
so
shit.
petty. Is this because I 4-0'd you?
I'm
Is this
petty as
because I
fuck.
4-0'd you? Am I? Is
Oh
this
my
because I
god,
4-0'd you?
dude. Are you proud of 4-0 babies? I don't understand. Like, would you probably would play it up? Yo, I just played Tony the 5-year-old and I kicked his ass.
I mean, you said it. I didn't. Hopefully, you can mature faster than. Actually, I can't name it.
Dude, my nuts are gonna drop real soon on this game, so you can expect that for sure.
Well, I hope it does because right now they're all up in your stomach because I kicked you real hard there, real quick. It's okay to be upset
Yeah.
about losing 4-0. It's okay to be upset about losing the Wooly.
You also lost to Willie.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, you lost to Rhyme Style.
Yeah, now it's not okay to duck Rhyme Style after he beats me.
What do you mean?
How are you gonna let Rhyme Style beat your boy and then not be like, oh, I'm in there, man.
Uh,
Let me go
Wait,
fight for
wait,
Hell
wait,
Pocket.
wait,
Let
wait.
me go
My boy,
defend Hell Pocket. Let me
after you've
go
been talking shit the
let
whole
me go
day, yeah,
defend Hell
let
Pocket's
me
honor real quick.
defend
Why do you
let me
think
defend Hell Pockets.
I've been mad about that since you left? I was like, wow,
Oh my god, dude.
he's really gonna leave without saying sorry that he didn't back me
It,
up in that fight with Rhyme Style.
is this what it's all about, dude?
You
Is
just
this
let me
you've been doing a bunch of passive aggressive stuff to me lately, man? I
you,
don't know.
you just let me get my
Be
ass
a
whooped and you
man.
watched.
Be
You just watched me get washed. And you didn't even say shit. You were like,
I
you
did
were
what
laughing. I
I
heard you
did.
laughing. I saw you in
Dude,
the camera. You were laughing
I
at me.
loved it. I'll tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. I absolutely loved it, and the fact that Rhyme Style let you get away without talking mad shit really, really pissed me off. He was like, "Hey man, I've had a lot of time with this game." I was like, "No, you take full advantage of this man, and you give it to this dude, and you give it to him hard."
Well, much gratitude for Rhyme Style for protecting my precious ego because it was not
Well, well,
intentional.
in all seriousness, he actually played pretty solid. And this is another
Yeah.
topic that I want to talk about.
Yes.
Is a lot of people think that these dudes that are coming from other games that aren't traditional FGs aren't gonna stand a chance. And if my experience with these dudes is anything, is there's a lot of dudes lurking that have been playing the FGs for a while and are very competent that are about to jump into this game hard body.
Well, here's the thing that that a lot of these guys have to understand, right? Because like all
Hmm.
because a guy isn't going to tournaments or a girl,
Yeah.
all because they're not competing, all because they're not on forums, all because they're not on Twitter and they're not watching streams. doesn't, and you don't know them.
Yeah.
That's the big if doesn't mean they can't be good. Case in point, Detrimo.
Oh God,
Who
no.
the
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get you.
you see what I'm not saying that he was a casual, but if
Uh,
you had never seen Detrimo play and he jumped in on a lobby with you,
yeah.
you wouldn't immediately think like, oh, this guy's legit. This guy is like,
Well,
you might just think that you might as well just be another KOF fan, you know?
unfortunately, not a lot of people know who he is, which
Well,
is unfortunate in its own. But basically, the guy's an online player, and he showed up to a tournament and did extremely well, which isn't something new in general for fighting games. Because these past years, online players have been coming up and really putting on a show. And Street Fighter, in I believe there's a few online Injustice players.
mm-hmm.
Um, I'm trying to think of other characters, but for right now, those for sure. There's been definitely a few players that came out of the online scene that just ended up killing it, and I don't think I totally think that that's gonna happen with Dragonfall fighters for sure.
Oh, definitely. I can see people who came into this game as just fans of Dragon Ball, and
Hmm.
you never know. Maybe they're fast learners. Maybe they got great dexterity. Maybe they just were made to play the game, and that
Hmm.
happens sometimes. And you can't go into those fights just being like, "Oh, this guy, his name is Black Goku SJ67." You know.
Oh, here we go. God, that's when you're gonna know right away who's an online player.
It's got to have like three uppercase X's and one lowercase X, like at the end of
Super
it.
Saiyan Sack Nuts here. What's up? Check it in, bro. My
Super
first
sack.
tournament. Happy to be here. Um,
But like
but
no, like you're
uh,
gonna see somebody with a handle like that, and in the back of your head, you're gonna think all those Twitter jokes that you saw where they're like, "Oh man, freaking casual gamers coming to an FGC tournament and getting their ass beat. Here's a gift depicting this,"
uh,
and there's a high chance you could lose
yeah,
because you don't.
totally.
I was gonna say like you know just about as much about this player as I mean you would have any other player. So why like it's just like it's almost hard to put into words, I guess.
This game to me is gonna come down to straight up muscle memory. It's gonna be one of those things where it's like the combos themselves aren't too difficult, so already that allows a lot of players to get into this. That maybe the barrier was execution, right? And these are things that they can work with on just developing muscle memory. So I don't know. I feel like the point of entry is not necessarily low, but it's pretty forgiving for Dragon Ball. However, if you're new to fighting games, good luck being able to manage meter, manage your assists, and do all those complex things while also comboing and also hit confirming all these things. Um, so yeah, despite saying that, the big challenge doesn't just lie in the combos. It's definitely in the way that the game plays out. And I think that as much as we want to keep catering to casuals, it's hard. I hate to
No,
break it to you, but these games are going to be harder.
well, the thing is, like catering to casuals and then allowing a brand new player to win immediately are two different things. You
Uh-huh.
know, you don't cater to a guy who doesn't play your product. You cater to a guy who might play your product if it's accessible. You know,
Yeah.
um, a guy who's new to fighting games, this could be a good learning experience.
Mm,
This could be something. This could be a good eye opener, a good gateway game. Person who plays but doesn't compete, maybe yeah, the muscle memory will help them out. Maybe the execution barrier was
mm.
keeping them from entering tournaments. Maybe he just didn't have a game that interested them that much. You know, that's why they make games like this because they want to catch people who are just on the fringe of being interested in these kind of games, but they don't have the subject material available. Now they got the perfect one.
On the other side of the coin, there's people that are trying to play this game that haven't even watched a Dragon Ball episode ever,
Yep.
which is super interesting to me because it's like, okay, for me, the biggest draw is that it's Dragon Ball. I mean, to be honest, because I'm a fan of the series, right? And
Well, obviously, you're
it
like,
looks great, and it looks great. That's why I want to play it. But I'm like kind of shocked that there's so many people that this isn't even a franchise that they're like, oh yeah, dude, I've been messing with this series since I was a kid, which is the story for a lot of us, right?
right.
they're just like, well, the gameplay looks good, or where it's just so beautiful that I really want to play it. So I don't know, dude. This to me is the magical game that is gonna cross all boundaries. Like I just have not. I keep seeing those types of things of like where it's condensing the scenes, and a lot of people are all going hard on Dragon Ball Fighters right now, despite them not being complete fans of the series.
Yeah, and I mean, and the thing is, like, not all these people have to be in the tournament scene, obviously, but they have that
Hmm.
interest, and that's what's really healthy in this situation. Because, I mean, having competition is great. That means more prize pots at tournaments or bigger prize pots at tournaments. That means more people to play
Hmm.
online potentially. And it just means your game is bigger. Um, but not necessarily required. What they want are people just, purchasing the game, playing it, playing online. Like, that's the bare minimum.
Right.
Competitive side, secondary.
Hmm.
The amount of people that just know about this game, want to go in on it, have something to say about this game, is it's actually more than any other Dragon Ball game that's ever been made. That's another big milestone.
Hmm.
Like we've been talking about for weeks. This game won awards at E3. That's
A-
first.
abs- Absolutely, man. And a good point was brought up is that this is the game that a lot of us have been waiting for a Dragon Ball fighting game, right? Like we've always wanted a true FG, and they're giving it to us, and now everybody's gonna play. And this is kind of a topic we like constantly talk about like every week. But the more and more we get to play, and after this experience where we got to sit down and play and see other people, because the people that were in that room, they're pretty much from a casual crowd outside of Max and maybe Rhyme Style and Wooly that play FGs more often than not versus the other people. But you saw a little bit of that clash in that room
Mhm.
and saw how they both interpret stuff and what they get hyped for. Like for instance, I was so focused on trying to learn the game because I was getting my ass kicked from Hell Pockets that I didn't even enjoy it as much as I feel like I should have. Because I was totally overlooking like, oh wow, that animation's so cool, where a lot of the other casual people that were in there were losing their mind, right? I'm like, okay, that's cool, whatever. Like, what can you do with that? That's like how I was looking at the game, right? And I feel like that's something that's going to happen a lot when the game gets to beta. Is that as much as it looks really cool, people want to break this down, and that opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, is right around the corner. And best believe that Game Goons and Mount Paozu Arcade will be all over that,
Oh baby.
streaming, putting up videos, putting up another Hell Pockets versus Meta A video where we just lose our shit.
Oh no. You know what? All right.
So
No, we're gonna do all of that. We're gonna do character breakdowns and whatnot. We're gonna
yeah,
have boot camps for one
yeah,
day only because it's
we're
only for
gonna
one
have
day.
yeah, we're gonna have a lot of players across the board. A lot of players that maybe you guys have never heard of from the YouTube community, and we're gonna have legitimate fighting game players. And I really want to see this clash, man. I want to see how the communities interact and how we can learn from each other, because we're at the point where mainstream fighting games has been legit for what, like we're at like I would say since Street Fighter 4. So
About
how long
eight
is that?
years,
Like
man.
8 years, dude?
Eight
Like
years.
a lot of these guys have been saying, "Oh, the first fighting game I played was Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter 4."
Right.
Um, and that's their experience leading all the way up until this. So this could be that game where they finally get dedicated into the fighting game scene,
Yeah, it's
and
possible.
I have no doubt about that. And
Hey,
we just hit the cusp, man. Like there's still more characters to get revealed.
we don't even know how many there that are coming. We obviously the week that we were off, we had the reveal for Android 16, Android 18, and Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta.
Oh, dude. So that totally blew open our list for
Yeah,
characters that are going to be in the game. The fact
bracket
that
busted.
the fact that they included Super Saiyan Blue characters, the fact that they have a team of 17 and 18. Now what does that mean? What does that mean for the character roster or the possibilities? We kind of joked about that where it's like, "Oh, what if this character has like we said Tien and Chaozu, right? That was one
Right.
of them. Where we
That
were
was
like,
one of the ideas we had, and then they
yeah,
went and did it with 17 and 18.
which I did not see coming at all.
Nope.
And then we see the trailer where the trailer has an animation for Bulma, and if they set a precedent with Guilty Gear, almost all those characters that are main characters that got some shine in the story mode ended up being a character. So I don't know, man. Maybe there could be a Bulma in this game. It's not outside of the possibility.
No, there's not any like. There's no doubting at this point. There's
Yeah,
only just when. There's just speculation. There's just wishing. There's like this is probably gonna happen. But once you see them in the Arxis game, it's like, yeah, they probably got some assets for them. I mean, God forbid they appear in playable form. Like not necessarily you can play them, but they appear on a battle map.
yeah,
Like Sin did at the end of Exert Arcade. Then it's all it's on. It's gonna go crazy.
yeah, man. I almost guarantee you, old Mushroom Tip himself, Hit, is gonna get in the game, and he's gonna be my boy, dude. I'm gonna be going head first with that character
Oh my
and blowing
god.
people up.
From the inside out.
That's right, man. Old Mushroom Tip himself. It's gonna be all over this baby. Um,
Oh man, yeah. So like, but remember, my list famously was me trying to be realistic,
uh,
and
that's
I
not you,
did
Hell
not.
Pockets.
I know it's not me. It's not me. I definitely didn't. I have learned the error of my ways, and I understand that. So remember when I used to bet with my heart, and I was a
Yeah,
lot
do what?
happier. I was a lot happier,
Uh huh.
and that reveal taught me that I have lost my way. Why couldn't there be Super Saiyan Blue characters? Because they're potentially palette swaps. Who cares? I want them in. I'm gonna say I want them in. Now we've got potential for other versions of characters. Majin
Mhm.
Vegeta maybe.
Oh,
We there,
dude. Yeah.
dude. People are gonna go nuts for that kind of shit. We've already seen that Android 16 has a self-destruction super that kills you
Oh,
immediately.
dude.
You
So,
know Majin Vegeta would have that.
listen. My hypest character, the character I think is the hypest right now is hands down for me Android 16.
Oh, for sure.
That they went so hard on this character. On top of that, he's like a main part of the storyline. Like,
Yeah, he's like this storyline apparently takes place after he's dead.
oh, dude, I just love when they offer those mechanics where it's like they made it. Well, actually, we don't know for sure if they made it work yet, but they implemented the whole self-destruct thing, and they leave you with what is it like 0.1% of life? Is
It
that what
leaves
they
no,
do?
it leaves him with 0.1% of
Yeah.
life,
That's what I meant. It
and
leaves Android 16. Yeah.
and he can still pop sparking blast and heal, and then tag out.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
He could totally do that. Oh, dude, they got to give us this beta already. We got to crack this down. Look, man, like I said, I'm definitely here at Game Goons. We're not necessarily the best day one players here, and I'll totally steal from all the dope players that end up breaking this game down.
Oh, for
And I
sure,
just
man.
cannot wait for that. But right now, like I said before, Android 16, look out for that dude because he looks like a fucking tank and a monster.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
scary, dude.
so a lot of these setups that characters have with assists and these ways that they can have safe pressure, a character like 16 blows that up because he has moves that have
Super armor.
super armor. That's right. And it's like you're not safe. You're just not safe.
Yeah, you just like you can see it in the video of me versus Wooly where I got caught in the corner and he kind of just kept doing rush for the entire set.
Mhm.
And I couldn't figure out why he was doing that until I just threw like, the key blast volley on him and
Yeah.
it just ate all of it. And I was like, oh crap. That makes perfect sense now. You just have to let him do it and get out of the way. And that's scary as hell in a game where dodging wasn't really on the list of priorities, you know?
Yeah.
You kind of were waiting for people to kind of come in and do unsafe stuff and then blow them up for it. Against
Y-
16, you kind of got to get out of the way.
Dude, and we totally called it on that dude being a grappler. It
Yeah,
is in the Mount Paozu archives that we called out 16 being a grappler,
for
and
sure.
literally works out exactly how we thought. As far as like his super works exactly like we thought it was gonna work.
OTG Hell
Um,
Slash, man.
so we'll pat ourselves on the back a little bit about for that one. Um, but yeah, man, that dude is being pretty beastie right now, and he's definitely the one I'm most excited for.
I,
Are you on board with that?
I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. Like I am most excited for 16 as one of the new characters, but as one of the most exciting characters that I see right now are
Yeah.
characters that we haven't seen yet: Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta.
Uh
They,
huh.
this is important to me because this is where we decide are Arxis going to give us the cheap palette swap with some additional moves, or are they going to create a completely new characters with a completely new move list?
Wait. What do you mean? A completely new character for this game?
Yeah,
Mm,
like
I don't know, man.
are they gonna give us like the model with the same normal movements and whatnot, but then a couple specials are switched, or are they giving us like completely new animations with that model? Is what I'm saying. So
Uh.
I'm most interested in seeing those.
Okay. Okay.
Like
Well.
I think a lot because the reason why I am because when they announced those characters, a lot of
Mhm.
people got really upset, and this is probably the first sour note that Dragon Ball Fighters has hit since its announcement back in June.
Mhm.
People were saying, "Oh no, Arxis is doing the SNK. They're doing the kill clones," you know,
Mhm.
and I gotta admit that sounds really scary. I don't want that to happen. I would prefer them not to be in there if it's going to be an issue where they just took base Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta, put blue hair on them, gave them the same normals, gave them a different super,
Mhm. Well.
reworked some of their other specials.
Well, I have to say I'm definitely on that side where I mean, you can hate me if you want, but I don't want that many Saiyans. Already a grip of them. And there's a bunch of other characters that I feel like Arxis can take advantage of. Um, yeah, there's a ton, man. I want to see Beerus in this game. I want to see Hit. I want to see more super characters in general in this game, and I feel like we've pretty much rounded out the whole Super Saiyan thing. They threw in Super Saiyan Blue, which I think was more like fan service than anything.
But they
Um,
kind of opened the floodgates at the same time because you can't just have Super Saiyan Blue characters in there and not like and
so you're thinking
and not have.
like a total fanboy now, not just because they open up the floodgates. It's like no, now you gotta throw in those other characters.
You
You gotta
do
throw in
because
every form of of Super Saiyan.
well, if there's a Super Saiyan Blue character, there's no point to having characters to not have the characters that match up against those forms. So yeah, Hit's got to be in there. Beerus has to be in there. Zamas and Black Rose have to be in there.
I'm
Like,
down with that. I'm
no,
down with that.
I'm perfectly down with that.
That's what
But
I
at the,
want.
but at the same time, you might need to add some other characters in there because it'd be weird to have Zamas and Black in there and not Vegito Blue.
I feel like that'll eventually come around anyway,
I mean,
because
possibly.
people already really like the fusion. It's especially the casual audience or the audience that really likes the Dragon Ball series. They get pretty hype over stuff like that.
No, they do.
Uh, but that's where I think the extent of it goes by them putting in Super Saiyan Blue. I feel like they'll run into a big problem if they start throwing in a bunch of different versions of that. However, I feel like they were probably better off putting in the fusion versions outside of putting Super Saiyan Blue in there. I feel like it would have been more hype if they'd done that. But
I mean, well, they'll probably have Fuse Zamas in there because they're not going to have regular Zamas in there. He's a fucking
what? Why not? See, that's what I'm saying. Why not put regular Zamas? Why do you have to put them
because he's
uh
fucking whack.
whack? Why? Why is he whack?
His
Because he's
only
not a
str-
Saiyan?
no, his only strength is that
Does
he's
he only
immortal.
get dope when he fuses with the Saiyan?
No, he's literally whack. His only power is immortal. That's it. You can't kill him.
What do you mean that's his only power? Like,
That's his only power. Until he fuses with black, he's useless. He's just immortal. Then you put
mm,
Fuse Zamas in there. Then all of a sudden, you've got a move list. You've got a character that's pretty timeless and memorable.
I,
Nobody will even.
you are too hard on the sack of these fusions.
Hey,
Insane.
it's not
Look,
my
look,
fault they
I
put him
get
in
it,
the
I get it.
series.
Look, I get it. It's pretty integral to the series. It totally is. I totally get that, and I understand that people really want that. However, in a fighting game, I want variety, and that's kind of the problem with those characters getting included.
Oh,
Is
then you're
that
gonna definitely want Fuse Samas in there because his move list is freaking ridiculous.
maybe that might be the better argument than you putting in the other characters. Um, But yeah, man, I'm just really more for the variety in the game, and I feel like the more and more different versions of the Saiyans we get, it got old, man. Like when you played the other games with Xenoverse and all that,
Oh yeah.
mm,
Well,
I don't
everybody
know.
picks Saiyan in Xenoverse because they all want to go Super Saiyan, which is the fantasy. So I mean, can't really blame them for that. But in this game, there's not really a fantasy. In this game, it's actually a little bit based in reality, which is why I kind of think you and I were getting upset playing this game, even though we were very happy to be invited by Bamco to play the game.
Yeah.
When we went on those losing streaks, we were just like, don't even fucking talk to me, man.
Well, I
You
wasn't
know?
talking at all. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
my brain was on overdrive, dude, like trying
Yeah.
to learn this game. And on top of that, we got to cut videos and do stuff like that. So it's it's not like it's just it wasn't a session where it's like break the game, guys. Figure it out. Tell us what you think. No, they didn't care about that. They just invited us cuz we're personality.
Basically, right? They were like, can you guys be good at the game and funny? Like, not at the same time, no, but
Yeah. I mean,
um
it's possible. It's just it's not in our wheelhouse. I'm just saying. Fine. You got us. You got us. It's not in our wheelhouse right now. We need some time, man.
but at the
Uh,
same time, I think they were happy about that. They were like, "Hey, look at these two dudes that we invited, and they're not talking to anybody. They brought in visitors from outside to say,
uh,
"Hey, look at these guys playing Dragon Ball Fighters," and we didn't even greet them. Like I think we caught you saying bye to one of them off camera, and it looks like you're talking to yourself. Just like, who are you talking to? Who was there just now?
yeah, I
We were just
definitely think.
completely zoned out, and it only took 2 hours.
Yeah, dude. You know what? There was people talking to me. I was like, leave me alone. Don't talk to me. I'm trying to figure out this game, all right? And these dudes are straight up cutting videos. Dude, let me tell you something. I was exposed to next level content creators,
Oh boy.
and
Oh,
wow,
we FGC is
dudes,
lagging.
these dudes get busy. I'll
Yeah.
tell you, there's not a lot of people that are on their level. Like they got in there and they did work, and some of them have had decent time with the game, so it was a little bit easier for them to really break it down. But still, I was kind of that was a learning experience in itself, being at Bandai Namco, just seeing these types of dudes and how they get down. Cause I don't know, I like to sit back and watch and be really observant, and it was a learning experience up until maybe the very end of the day.
Oh boy.
After we hadn't eaten anything, our fault, my own fault. I didn't eat breakfast. I didn't eat anything, and I was starving, bro. And then I super fucked up because I got an espresso without eating, and I was dying, bro. Finally, I got some pizza, and I kind of like leveled out, and it was okay. I feel like we put up some good videos towards the end. Um,
See, I screwed up. I had that pizza and I got sluggish as hell.
Yeah,
I
dude,
couldn't. I
I
couldn't
was
drink.
I was desperate for food, and it's like I immediately got turned on once the pizza digested. So yeah, man. All in all, the trip was really eye opening. Playing this game in that setting was really eye opening, and I can't wait for you guys to try it out, man. And you guys put your impressions. Um,
Like I
like
think,
this.
I think some people like. I hate to use the buzzwords at the time, but I
Oh,
think
here
she'll
we go. Don't.
the word
Are you
"shill"
gonna use
gets
the
thrown
S
out a
word?
lot.
Oh
The word "shill" gets thrown
no!
out a lot
My
these days.
heart gets ripped to pieces every time I hear that word. That is the most overused word of 2017.
It
Damn it.
easily is. It easily is.
Damn.
But the thing is like people use that word when somebody's looks like they're overselling something that
Uh-huh.
doesn't deserve that amount of excitement. And I don't. First of all, I don't believe in that. People's amount of dedication should hold no adequate, boundaries in somebody else's mind. It's all on the person
Right.
who's enjoying it. That's all. It's
Exactly.
all up to them. If they want to share that, that is also up to them. Um, when I look at this game, I definitely think of myself back in 1999 playing Guilty Gear X, thinking to myself with a bunch of other people, hey, wouldn't it be great if Arxis made a Dragon Ball Z game
Uh-huh.
just like this? And obviously, if the game had been made the next year, I would have been happy, but it would have been, you know, by now probably wouldn't have aged well, you know?
Look, I'll be straight up honest. Like, yeah, I'm biased. It's Dragon Ball. Like, I really like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
However, I also really like playing fighting games that are rewarding and good.
Right.
And if I don't enjoy it on that level, like, I'm just not gonna play it that much. And I am dying to
To play
play
this game.
to grind this game out. A, because I have an eternal rivalry with Hell Pockets, and this dude swears that this is gonna be his game, and I just gotta shut that down, bro.
I
I
can't let
just
you,
gotta shut
you
that down.
you cannot let this continue. Like I'm the commentator. If it's 2018
Uh
and I
huh.
get top 8 at Dragon Ball Fighters at CEO, nobody's ever gonna hear the end of that
You
or
know what?
of the.
I won't. I will not only be mad at you because you just got top eight. I'll be mad at you because that means you can't commentate and you ruined commentary. Like that cannot happen. Okay. So please, if you see Help Pockets in a bracket, do your best to make sure this dude does not make it a top eight because we need him on commentary. All right. Don't let him screw up the tournament by getting top eight. He'll ruin everything. Please, guys. You know what I'm
Let's just make Gibby commentate in my place again,
Yeah, so
or Gibby or Renge. You can commentate
um
with Renge.
all right. Well, we spoke at length about the game and how we feel about it. We're gonna start looking at some questions and seeing. I don't even know if we've addressed most of them, but
If there's any in the chat, you can follow. You can go and join our Discord. Let me just put the link in the chat real quick. And if you have any questions for us, we do have a questions for the show channel that sometimes you don't they get answered inside that chat, but sometimes we get to read them on the show. So let me just get that for you real quick. You want to read that up? Read it out. You want to read some of them off real quick?
yeah. Give me a second here. What character would you not like in the game? And this is from EX Wild Wolf.
Oh, it's kind
What
of
is
tough.
a character that completely turn you off from being in this game?
That's kind of tough because I kind of have a love for all
Oh
Dragon Ball
Jesus Christ,
characters.
Dude! You gotta be try your best to be objective here.
Don't be a politician, Hell Pockets. Come on. Chi Chi. I mean, technically, there's a
Okay, I feel
precedent
like
for that.
okay, more like a character that is highly likely to make it in and that you don't want in.
I mean, she was in Super Dragon Ball Z, so
There's so many games. There's a chance that every character was in some type of game, so that doesn't really count. I mean, they try to cram anything in these games. So come on, man, give us a juicy pick.
okay. You want some controversy? Okay.
Yeah, come on, man.
I don't want Videl in the game. Everybody's been asking for her.
What?
Everybody's been asking for her.
Oh no!
I don't want Videl in the game. She's useless. She's just
Oh
enough.
my god!
I'm gonna say some really off-color shit right now because this is how you wrote her, Toriyama. This is how you wrote her. She's an oven. That's it.
She's an oven.
She's a freaking oven. That's it. She had a chance to be useful, to be something more than that, and you turned her into a freaking oven. I hope you're proud of yourself.
Wow, bro. Okay, so I mean, I hope you're not counting any of the Dragon Ball GT stuff when you're
No, well,
saying that.
she wasn't like even useful in that.
Oh man.
She's not used like let's see, in Dragon Ball Z, she at least took the beat down from Spopovich. They wouldn't even let her fight that guy like on an even level. They're like, oh no, he's
Uh,
just way too powerful for her. So at that point, you already know she's dog meat. She's basically just cannon fodder to like make Gohan go nuts, and she's a plot device, and it sucks. I wanted to like her. I still like her as a character, but putting her in a game like this just kind of reminds me of the time where she was like, "Hey, remember when you used to be somebody, and now you're an oven."
okay. So who would you put in exchange for her?
That wasn't the question.
No, I'm asking another question, Hell
Oh,
Pockets. God damn.
Gogeta.
Ah, fuck you. Yeah, let's move on. Okay. You know what? God damn it. Okay, I'll give you my pick of who I don't want. I don't want Gogeta in there. I don't want any of the fusions in there. Um, I was gonna say I don't want Broly in there, but you know what? Broly's not that bad. He's definitely a unique character, and I feel like he could have a unique move set in the game. Um, you know what? As much as we're talking about, we don't want different version of Saiyans. I do kind of want an adult Gohan in the game
I All
in
right. So
some way, shape, or form.
I'm gonna I'm gonna sidebar this real quick. This is something I meant to bring out when we were talking about Super Saiyan Blue and
Like
other
this motherfucker
versions of
just
characters.
sidebarred me.
I'm just
He
gonna
just
sidebar you real quick.
sidebar me. This okay. Fuck. Go ahead. Go ahead, Hot Pockets. God damn it.
So by the way, I love Videl. She's not an oven. That's just me being an asshole. Um, we did some research on the website for Dragon Ball Fighters, and we
Uh-huh.
noticed that some of the characters, especially after the Super Saiyan Blue characters were revealed, were listed as on their in the address bar as like say Goku SS, Vegeta SS,
Mhm.
Gohan Y, and Boo Z. Other characters on that list were just straight up like Cell, Frieza, Trunks, Piccolo, Krillin, whatever. No tag at the end of it. No
Yeah.
indication. We can only assume that when they have those little like normers,
Normers?
what I don't even know what the hell you call that. What would you just classify that as?
I don't know.
I guess I just call it a tag. When you can assume that these characters suffix, these characters that have these suffix,
Mhm.
um, perhaps they have secondary versions of them in the game. We can assume that when Goku Super Saiyan Blue and Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue come
Yeah.
out, it will be Vegeta SSB and Goku SSB.
Huh?
So there's a high chance that Gohan Y is indicating Gohan Young or Kid Gohan.
But that
And
would be a completely different model, though. That's not the same.
well, that doesn't mean that I mean, it would, but it might be labeled like that because it's still going to be Gohan if it's adult Gohan. It'd just be like Gohan A or Gohan M or something like that.
Okay, but I'm saying that your argument isn't consistent all the way around because it's a different
It,
model.
it's a
Where
possibility, is what I'm saying.
you're into
Why would they put?
conspiracy theories, aren't you? Are you that
Why would
dude? Are you that dude that's into conspiracy theories? Just saying. I
Jesus
feel like
Christ?
I feel like that's your wheelhouse.
Wasting my time over here. Guys, they're giving us the keys to the city right here. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Look out there, the truth is there. I didn't want to
Oh,
totally take
holy
the quote.
shit.
Didn't want to
Yo,
steal
where
the
are you
quote entirely.
taking us right now?
Don't want to get sued, but look out there, the truth is somewhere.
Oh, okay.
So I think there's a high chance that adult Gohan is in the game, or one-armed Gohan. I think a lot of people would like to see future Gohan in this game, and I think Arxis is just a crazy enough company to do it.
Future, I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah. That's a cool character though. Like I don't want both. They have to make up their mind. Like I don't want adult Gohan and future adult Gohan.
See, now that's
Uh,
where we're screwed because it's Namco, and Namco's definitely going to say put both of them in there.
it's okay. It's a possibility, but I feel like early on in the game's life, I don't think so. They're
No,
gonna have to make a choice.
no, there's going to be one
Um,
that most likely will come later on if they do DLC. If they do DLC.
okay, let's try to field another question here because we went at that one pretty goddamn hard. Um, let's see.
What does Android 17 Talk Shit Assist do? That's something that
Oh yeah,
Anarchy
yeah,
from the show was asking. Um, So the theory right now is the quote that he's speaking is taken from the scene where I believe 18 was fighting Vegeta and 17's warning the rest of the Z Warriors, if you interfere, I'm gonna intervene on her part.
yeah. Hmm.
And so basically he was stopping the assist on their end. And so the theory is this move is supposed to stuff any kind of assist call during the duration, which
Hmm.
is pretty freaking strong. Like an anti-assist, and he can
Uh-huh.
call it. She can still call her assist.
That's actually
That's kind of fucked up.
that's some next level shit. They took it. They peeled another layer.
Yeah.
Wow. And if that's not true, somebody needs to make that happen in a fighting
Yeah,
game
no, I just suddenly
soon,
thought about it. I was like, damn,
because
that's
that
sick.
that is a real dope shit to have in a game. Okay, and that could totally happen.
So, we don't know. That's the theory right now. John Zwondo has posted a link to the theory on Twitter from Alzarath, Dragon Ball Fighter shill,
Uh-huh.
self-proclaimed. He's self-proclaimed.
Uh-huh. Believe it.
So we'll need somebody to tell on basically. Um,
Yeah.
I think there was a stream tournament today, so they might be having more action later on.
Uh-huh.
Actually, did they do the tournament yet? I don't know. Anyway, they still got it at Gamescom, so somebody can test it out over there, and they can show hopefully footage of it, either on over the shoulder cam or direct feed.
Yeah, and this makes me think, right? Who on the other side of the world has had decent amount of time with this game, right? Because if you could think, they allowed us high level players in the game in the Twitch YouTube game to go test out the Dragon Ball Fighters. I can only imagine on the other side of the world they're letting other dudes test it out
You
on
know
that
what I'm
same regard.
you know what I'm actually surprised by? That
What?
there's nothing out of Japan on this.
Hmm.
Like no top players from Japan, and they do this. They definitely have those 6 a.m. morning Nico streams where XX top player from Japan plays a game with a radio show host or some crap like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they definitely have these showcases.
Well, they came out
And
on a radio show.
well, not really a radio show, but I'm just like, it's just an example. Like they'll have like a talk show host, or like they'll have an internet show host, and they'll be sitting down with like two players, and they'll just run through sets, and the talk show host will be screaming into a microphone
Uh-huh.
over the action and everything, and it's like at 6 in the morning. It's a great way to wake up, actually. Um,
Maybe they just feel how most of us felt about that game, where it's like that's not a real game.
well, I would think that too
Uh
because it's
huh.
not an arcade, right?
Yeah.
Neither was KOF 14, and they did it with that.
But that came out on a major console though.
Wait, what the hell is this coming out of PS4?
No, I thought you were talking about the Butuden or Botuden.
Oh
Uh
no, no, I'm talking about this. I'm talking
oh
about.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But you were I thought you were talking
Oh, you're
about the top
talking about
players from
Street
that.
Fighter. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. I'm talking about like Tokido and shit, and
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm actually really curious too why that's not a thing right now.
like I know that Japan has said that they're kind of sad that there is no arcade release plan for this so far publicly, but I also kind of feel like obviously if it does well enough, there's no reason why they wouldn't do that. I guess unless they just straight up didn't want to.
They don't have to be honest with you.
No, they
It
don't.
would be a plus. Oh god, that super looks so sick. Sorry. um, but yeah, I don't know, man. You know, the culture is different out there in Japan, and I feel like sometimes they just want all games at the arcade, whether or not they play it. Like that's another thing.
No, totally. And so I mean, I hope we can get something out of them because I
Hmm.
think that would be another good source of information. We've classically seen really good tech coming from the Japanese scene in fighting games, so and it happens at a very high rate. Um, but so far, it's not enough, not really happening over there right now.
Hey, that's totally fine with me, man. If this ends up just being like the rest of the world playing this game, I'm for it. All
Yeah,
right. Hey, that's what's up.
I, I don't think we'll get away with it this time. Like we got
No,
away with it.
you don't think so?
I
Like
think
we
I
have
think
to have the legitimate Saiyans play this game?
yeah.
I mean, we've been
I,
calling the Japanese players Saiyans for years.
I just feel like right now they're saying that they can't play it because it's not an arcade, but I think there's going to be one guy that just says, you know what, screw it. I'm a PS4 competitive player now.
Uh-huh.
And Japan has been getting better about playing console only stuff in console cafes. So it's not entirely out of the question. And you can play this on stick. So
Mhm.
it's I would not be surprised if at one of the early majors for this game, somebody who is known for another game, possibly and from Japan, shows up and wreck shop in this game. Might
So,
even win.
so a counterpoint or a point on top of that is I think it's also really awesome that they're trying to seek their own community,
Yes.
which is something that I know Bandai Namco USA has really reached out to try to do, especially in reaching out to us and the other people that were in that room. They're trying to reach out to people that have consistently been on the pulse of Dragon Ball, which is interesting because if the way other game companies is an example as to how they do things, they've always reached out to the top players that are probably just the most popular in general. You know, like Dissidia had Justin Wong and I'm trying to remember
Okay, Brad.
K Brad and K Brad uh, demoing that game, right?
Yeah.
So I don't even think they're probably gonna go that hard in that game.
I mean,
I mean,
real
I don't
talk.
know.
I'm
I don't
gonna play the Cydia, so I mean, I don't see
I,
why they wouldn't. But at the same time,
I'm just saying,
I get what you're
every
saying though. Yeah.
everybody is totally gonna play Dragon Ball, right? Like, I don't doubt that any of those dudes are like, nah, dude, I'm good. Let me let me wash my hands from this game. I'm straight because I'm just mess with Marvel. Like I'm pretty sure that if they had the opportunity, they would totally jump all over Dragon Ball.
Well, let's talk about these guys who are obviously against playing the game. You
Oh, who are
know,
those? I'm not all too familiar with the people that
so
have been
I'm not
vocal about that.
obviously this is something that's going to be a point of contingency, but you know, on all the YouTube videos, on the in videos, and even
Mhm.
on Twitter, there are people who are just being, I mean, like purposely obtuse about Dragon Ball, you
Huh.
know? And I don't think it's an attempt to be a dick to Dragon Ball fans as much as it is just, I feel like people want to challenge the popularity of it. They don't want to like give in to trends. They don't want to look like, hey, I'm jumping on the bandwagon here.
So like
So
just straight up contrarians? Is that what you mean?
basically, yeah, you know, like iconoclastic almost. And they could be any kind. They could be people who like Marvel only. They want to like talk about Marvel Infinite over it. They think Marvel Infinite is a better game and it's going to overshadow Dragon Ball Fighters. Or it could be the Xenoverse players who are just like mad there's not a Xenoverse 3 in the pipeline already. Even though I swear to God, Xenoverse 2 like came out this year, didn't it?
No, not this year. It was
Oh,
like
last
mid
year.
last year.
Mid
But
last year.
but even when it just comes to talking about Dragon Ball, how many times have you been like an open Dragon Ball fan and the FGC members are like, "Oh God, here we go. That
Yes.
anime was not that good, bro." And it's like,
Yes.
we know, we do know, we know. Trust me,
No, I
it's
get
just
that.
yeah.
And that's fine. And that's fine. People are entitled to their own opinions.
Uh,
It's just I see people kind of looking at this, and you talked about earlier, people who never really messed with Dragon Ball
mhm,
and are interested in this game because it looks beautiful and it looks fun.
mhm.
And then I see people who are into fun and beautiful games and being like, I don't know. Oh, really? Our
Producer,
illustrious producer has just showed us
Manchest.
he uh he basically put us on this knowledge that the EX assist from Android 17 for 18, where he just talks, is actually an anti-assist, where he will float up to the top of the screen and blow the shit out of your opponent's team members with a downward
Mm.
beam. That's pretty cool. It's actually recycled frames of 18 Super though. Looking
Hey,
at it
that's
now.
fine, man. You gotta make it work, man.
Oh
This
no,
game,
I'm
they're,
totally down,
they're
totally down,
still
totally down.
they're still committing. That's another thing we haven't talked about. They're still committing to a early 2018.
We
They
did
even
not
put a
even
date,
talk, dude,
didn't they?
dude, not even early. We have a month. This is, if you are a Tekken 7 fan, this is gigantic for Namco. Because when Namco says early next year,
Uh-huh.
it might be December.
Right, and they're still holding on to it, and they gave you a date.
They gave us
Well, a
a
month.
date, a month.
They gave you a month.
It's in the shortest month of the year, no less.
So if you do like fighting game math, and they say February, that's like more like May, which is cool. Like
Yeah,
like if you do that, because FGC got FGC time and fighting game release dates have fighting game release date time.
correct.
And the crazy thing is that Marvel also seems to be going through with the release date, which is awesome. Uh,
They're a little too late to be pulling back now. Shoot,
uh, I mean they're committing, so
they're
that's
committing.
cool.
Yeah,
And the way that this game is shaping up, it does seem like it will be possible, give or take, if they want to add a certain character or whatnot, and they're like, this isn't ready. But early 2018 February, they gave us a date, which I totally thought at Gamescom they were gonna tell you, hey, listen, we're gonna kick this back. I know we told you early, but ooh boy, is this gonna be the baddest game on earth, and you're gonna have to wait for it. But they did not tell us that, did they?
they gave us February.
That's right.
That is That's good news. That is good, huge news. I was not expecting a date or month with the trailer that recently came out from Gamescom.
Hmm.
That kind of gives me sort of a timeline to really get ready for this because, like, obviously, we started Mount Paozu Arcade centered around this game and
Right.
hoping that it would release somewhat earlier. And thank God it's in February because can you imagine if we had to keep doing this until like June and we didn't have a game?
I think it's totally possible,
It's totally
especially
possible.
with the beta coming out, and I'm assuming there's gonna be
Right.
a lot more content, and then PlayStation Experience, like we're totally gonna be there. By the way, so if you
Yep.
guys are there,
Come say what's
say
up.
what's up to Mount Paozu Arcade. Um,
And also, we're getting an open beta before release that you
that's
can get
it.
early access to if you pre-order the game, which now has a collector's edition that I am totally copying tomorrow morning.
Yes. Unfortunately, and not on that level of a budget, so I cannot commit to that. But pretty cool, man. This is one of the first times in a long time that I've considered getting a collector's edition that wasn't given to me. So,
Yeah, man, this is a nice collector's edition too. You
unless
like that?
Bandai Namco wants to hook it up, hey, bro.
Oh shoot, the
Hey,
buddy
hey,
discount, the bro
hey,
discount.
what's up? Hey, if they could give us a discount, I might do it too.
Oh, my bad.
Uh,
NDA, man. Come on.
so that is a good point, man. Like, yeah, we definitely started this cast because we felt like we've always talked about Dragon Ball in the past. I mean,
Yeah, but yeah, we're talking.
Gibby even took a screenshot of a conversation we had like a year ago where I was like, why aren't we streaming this? We talk
Yeah,
about this stuff so often, and now there's a fighting game that's getting made for it. Like, there's never a time that we won't be able to talk about stuff.
no, I
Um,
won't.
and there's never a time we won't be able to not argue about things too. So yeah, man, there's gonna be a lot of opportunities for you guys to interact with us, for you guys to get a chance with the game, and we are open to all challenges, baby. We
I am
will see you in the battlefield.
seriously like I just can't wait for everybody to get their hands on this game and just to be. You're looking at it now and you're seeing how beautiful it is. You're looking at how much
Mhm,
fun everybody's having with it. But I think until you play the game, you're not actually surprised at how true it is.
mhm.
One of the things that I was afraid of going into this test was, my God, what if it's just not fun? What if it looks really cool? What if everything works like it's supposed to, but it's complete vanilla molasses? You know,
And that's the fear that people had initially, right?
that's
Like,
the fear I had.
oh,
A lot of people had that worry also because this looked like it was going to suffer from feature creep. There are just so many different features in this game that none of them work perfectly. None of them work together in tandem. And then you play this game and it's very harmonious. The systems are very harmonious. The teleports work the way they're supposed to, and they're not perfect. You can outrun them, you can block them, you can punish them. They fixed the Dragon Rush relaunchers, which just needed to be done because I don't mind big damage combos, but when it's that easy, like come on, guys, you know. There's just nothing like playing the game right now to me.
mm.
When we stopped playing, I literally was like, shit, I feel kind of like crap, you know. I kind of want to keep playing. I was okay leaving the building, and then as soon as we got outside, I was like, you know what? Tomorrow we're not gonna be able to play this game anymore, and we got
Mhm.
to sit on this footage for like 4 days.
Yeah,
It was
man.
bad, man.
It just sucks to feel like we were on the cusp of getting close to breaking something down like consistently, and we have, w- like we've said before, nobody's really broke this game down quite at a high level yet. And yeah, I still don't think even with the beta it's gonna get broken down to that level. At
I
least where people can consistently do cool shit.
I think we'll see some of it, but I don't think we're going to see the end of the changes. I think after beta we'll probably get another build of this game and it'll change something else probably dramatically. Maybe not necessarily changing the combo system, but
Mm.
maybe changing the way neutral works, maybe changing the way super dashes work. Um, the way they change Dragon Rushes already is pretty humongous. So I I don't expect them to be changing things just to be changing them. I expect them to make sense, and they've done that so far. So we're going to be looking out pretty hard during the beta for stuff that could be better because that's what a
Mhm.
beta's for. And we're going to be testing out that online mode. But man, I hope everybody in this chat gets to play right now. You know, 'cause-
I'm also curious. Another thing is, are they gonna have the 3v3 with three different people on your
ooh,
team available at the beta?
ooh,
I feel it would be stupid if they didn't,
yeah, I gotta say that's you would think that's like the thing they have to test out, right? Like they should test that.
because that's the most susceptible. Like, how many times have we played a game where it's like that didn't work? Now, to be fair though, KOF 14 did work, which
Yeah,
was pretty awesome because I
yeah,
did not expect that to work.
yeah. I was surprised by that too, and like nobody believed us. They
Yeah.
still don't. They still don't.
But in a legitimate tag game though, this is gonna be gold, bro. If they
Yeah.
can make this happen, this is money in the goddamn bank.
I mean, your fighting game, your serious fighting game, is now an internet party game.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I
Dude,
can't wait.
dude, I'm
What's up? Who wants to go out? Who wants to go at Mount Paozu, bro? Who wants to go at Game Goons?
yeah,
What's up? We
man.
got a squad. We got a squad.
Just
Who
add
wants to
us, dude.
squad up with us? Who? Come on.
Can we make guilds in this game? Did they say we can make like clans? I feel like that was
Um,
something they
I
mentioned.
wouldn't be surprised, man. That's definitely types of stuff they do.
Yeah. Game Goon Clan? Goon Clan? Goon Nation?
What sucks is that like if it does have the local option, it would be a pain in the ass to make work.
Yeah, there's
Online
I
though,
don't
it's possible to have like a tournament. Um,
I think you yeah, for local option you'd literally need like 6 setups.
yeah. So fuck that.
Yeah.
That's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's fun. I mean, unless they like come out with a PS4 that has 6 ports and you can just plug them all into the freaking plug 6 sticks in and have 6 people all huddle around one setup. That's also not optimal. I could see them. I mean, we theorized that stuff with Halo 14, where like
Hmm.
there were like teams of like 3 people and they all take turns fighting. But no, dude, this game is gonna be it's gonna be something else in
All right.
various ways.
So I need you to give us some insight. What is possibly going to be the next thing that changes the game as far as how we're going to perceive it? Because with this new version of the game, it already did some stuff where it changed our perspective as to how this game's going to turn out.
Are we
Can
talking
you
from the player's point of view or from the
no,
developers?
from the game as far as like what they offer in the game, like when they announced these characters like Android 18, Android 16, Trunks, they were so unique compared to the rest of the cast, and Piccolo and Krillin, they're so unique that, and the way that they're presented with the team mechanic too, is it kind of put our perception as to what the game's gonna be on its head. What's another thing that may make it into this game that could have a similar effect? Because I feel like we're not done with the surprises here.
Well, I do think a change needs to be made, and this is
Oh,
something that they talked about at the event. Um, Not a lot of us were feeling the inability to choose our assists.
oh, that's right. Yeah, people were definitely mentioning that.
I get why they did it because looking at the footage as long as I did, I realized that every character is
Hmm.
kind of given one really big special. The special that solves multiple problems. Like
Hmm.
in terms of Vegeta, he has the Fireball Rain that both locks down. It also hits like at a good angle for people who are in the corner. It
Hmm.
also OTGs, so it solves multiple problems.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have Gohan, whose
Hmm.
assist is the Dragon Punch. It's basically just a reversal. If your
Hmm.
character doesn't have a reversal, you can just call the assistant. He gets him off you. Also, I think he pops you up for an untechable launcher. Um, Now, the thing is about that is Vegeta also has a DP move. It doesn't pop up like that, but it's invulnerable
Hmm.
and could also be used in the exact same method. I don't see why that move couldn't have been his assist as much as his Fireball Rain could have been his assist. Like
Hmm.
they're both viable moves to be used in that manner if Gohan gets to use his in that manner.
Right.
And in choosing Vegeta over Gohan for that assist, you also have access to the other moves that Vegeta has, like his 1-2-3 kick. He gets the fireballs, obviously. He gets the air supers. He's a little bit more versatile than Gohan.
Hmm.
Whereas if you pick Gohan, you're just going for raw damage, constant pressure.
Hmm.
He's better at it. And
Hmm.
so the team dynamics begin to morph and change in various ways that aren't so laid out for you with the way it is now. Because right now you're basically stuck picking a character that has a good assist, and hopefully you can get good enough with them because you like playing them. I actually think that's going to be a drawback for this game, is if you're kind of forced to play a character you don't like because you like their assist.
Well, that is kind of something that happens with a lot of these tag games, right? And I feel like that is going to be a thing. I don't think that's going to be avoidable. As far as like the way the game's turning out right now, they would have to deliberately address that.
That's what I mean.
Uh,
Like I think that's something that's worth deliberately addressing, because I feel like that's going to be a valid complaint.
okay, I just think it's gonna be pretty damn hard to address it. Like, it's gonna take a lot of a big change in the gameplay
Not
to.
really. It's going to take, well, it's going to take a change in how they attempted to make this game appear to casuals, yes, because then there's an extra layer of decision making going on there that maybe some people who aren't used to that are going to have a hard time and struggle with. So I agree with that.
So basically, you're trying to say is you want to have as many viable options as possible.
Right. I don't really see why it shouldn't be that way when there are other games out there that offer those options and they
Like
are in the
like
same
what?
vein, like Skullgirls, Marvel,
Which
uh,
Marvel?
Marvel 2 and 3.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with
Well,
three. I
Marvel
know
2.
I know Marvel 2 for sure has different versions, but I mean, even that game is not a good comparison because that game ended up being only X amount of characters were top tier and only X amount of assists were legit. So I feel like it's still going to be a problem regardless, and
But
it's still eventually going to turn into that where I only use this character for X assists. I think it's so hard to avoid that I'm not sure if it's even worth working so damn hard to make that happen.
I don't know, man. I always think you put your best foot forward. Now, they obviously could just say, you know what, we're going to do our best to make sure every character has one assist that makes them unique and viable.
Hmm.
So
Well,
they're obviously not gonna give us like, really purposely bad assists. Hopefully these assists all have their usages and they are able to mitigate that by giving each character one. So I totally get why they did that.
I think that runs back into the issue when this game was originally debuted, where it just seems like a real like everybody has the same options. You
Right.
know, like oh well, I need a character that has an invo move that's a character that I like. Not every character has an invo move that's an assist. Like I don't know, that's kind of whack to me. I don't like that. I like the uniqueness. Like sometimes some characters aren't gonna work, and that's kind of a complaint or a conversation that's been pretty common lately in the fighting game community. Because it's like, well, what are tiers, and do we want all the tiers to be super condensed in a certain way? Is a game fun if it is? You know, it's a big conversation that I don't think we're smart enough to figure out.
And do we want like character like in the games like this, do we want teams that are built around one character that on his own as a fighter is great with assist is great,
I
but
think
him
that's
as
gonna
an assist
happen.
is bad?
I think that's bound to happen.
Yeah.
It's just been the forte of pretty much every tag type game ever.
And I'm okay,
Where
and I'm okay with that. I think everybody's okay with that. But I also
uh,
feel like a lot of people are gonna say, you know what, this would have been fixed if you just gave him like an optional, like just two assists, like just as the option. But I could see it working without it.
mhm.
But I do think that would change the game dramatically.
Yeah. Um. Um. So yeah, let me try to think of something. I just think the addition of new characters is really gonna change the game. Um, the way that they play, and they're gonna change the way that you set up your team, basically. Because how many times have you played or seen the tiers for these 3v3 tag games where it's like, okay, now we got to find a team that deals with this dude because this dude is a problem. So now the whole point of the game is I need to find a team that beats this team and
Yeah.
a team that beats X team because it's only a matter of time before they start releasing those characters that are a serious problem, right? Or that are hard counter picks. We haven't really seen a level of play where it's like, oh my god, this dude is
Like this
such a
character really
problem.
can't do anything, right?
Yeah, that we need to build a team that is not just to make him the best, but the best versus this badass character. And we kind of got a glimpse of that with Android 16, where he just seems like a really bad dude right now, but not at that super high level yet.
No.
So, like, I really think that the release of the new characters, whenever that's gonna come, when that they round out the roster, I really do think they're going to be even more unique than what we have right now. And we have yet to see what their assists do. And even the Android assist is something that's a little unique compared to the way that the other assists work because the other assists are straight up moves that they already have, right?
Right. That's the only thing. Like they have such short move lists, and so they base the assist options around that,
Hmm.
which is another thing I was wondering about if could possibly change it if they actually add new moves before release.
Yeah.
I think there's room for it, but I also don't think that's realistic.
Yeah, pretty much, man. All right. Try to round out these if we got another question or round it out with another impression or where we're gonna go with this towards the end. We're getting towards the end of our cast, ladies and gentlemen. So thanks for sticking around for us to this point.
Extra long cast, jeez,
Yeah, I didn't even notice, man. We just chatted it up for super
forever.
long.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I definitely want you guys point you guys in the direction of Maximilian. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already seen
Yes,
those videos. Check out Max's videos. He actually has a lot of pretty decent level gameplay on his channel, his YouTube channel. Also check out Rhyme Style. He put up a lot of good videos.
beat the shit out of me.
Wooly also has some good videos.
Beat the shit out
So
of him.
yeah, I mean everybody beat the shit out of me, so whatever.
Sorry.
But
By the way, Wooly's now fake Hell Pockets, so don't actually have to call him Wooly anymore.
he's not Hell Pockets.
He's fake Hell Pockets.
Oh,
Fake
he's
Hell Pockets.
fake Hell Pockets, man.
You
You
can no
earned
longer mistake me for Wooly because I'm just Hell Pockets. If anything, he's fake Hell Pockets.
that. Yeah, but definitely check out those guys' channels. If you get a chance, check out our channel. We'll be posting a lot of stuff beyond just Dragon Ball Fighters. We'll be posting commentary tracks for every episode of Dragon Ball Super, at
Oh yeah,
least
that's gonna be fun.
recent ones. Let me take that back. Not every episode.
You're gonna
Just
tell them I'm gonna go back to episode 1. Like, oh god, just
hey
watch the
man,
movie.
yo, if you guys like that, we'll do it. We
Nah,
don't
hell
mind.
nah. Hell
hell,
nah.
hell nah.
Hell
Okay,
nah.
make this guy eat his words, man. Please help me make Hell Pockets eat his words. Yeah, check out the channel. It's Game Goons. It's a Game Goons TV.
Yeah, youtube.com/GameGoonsTV.
Yeah, we'll be putting up more content, and who knows, man? Maybe we'll get another shot at this. Maybe we'll be able to visit headquarters once again. Who knows? And
Man,
if we did have that access, we're not gonna tell you yet.
that would be nice, man. I'm telling you. Oh man,
Yo,
just watching
dude,
this video.
let's
I
blow it
want
up.
another. I want another crack at this character, man. I want another crack at 18. Like I don't
Listen,
even like these kind
listen.
of characters.
Listen, I know I told people on my Twitter feed that I fully committed to the role of being a straight up trucker and driving up to NorCal. I'm from SoCal and I made that drive the other last week all by myself and I fully committed to the role, man. You know, I really saw over the top and was like, yo, that's gonna be me this weekend. And I got my hopes up and thought I was gonna kick some ass, but it didn't happen that way. But regardless, on my way up there, you know, I had my 5 empty bottles of Gatorade and I totally filled them up while driving. Super risky. I do not recommend that. But it just shows my level of commitment to go up to NorCal to the headquarters of Bandai Namco and make this happen. And if they give us that opportunity, you best believe we will take it again.
It's all for the people.
That's all for the people, man. It's all for you guys. And yeah, man. Uh, thank you guys for staying with us this whole time. I know you guys are excited for this game. I know I am. Uh, we're gonna be active and all kinds of stuff. Um, damn, dude, like my brain is fizzing because I've been thinking so hard about what I could possibly do with these characters and what we're seeing. I know some of you guys are like, damn, dude, Hell Pockets and Meta Ape did not do this game justice, and you wouldn't be too far off. You wouldn't be too far off, but
Give
man,
me a week. I'm nasty week 1.
you know what? That's actually true, man. Hell Pocket's always been really strong week 1. Uh, But yeah, man, I want to give shout outs to those guys, Rhyme Style, Willie, Max. Those guys were class acts up there. And check out their channels.
Yeah, man. Shout outs to Bandai Namco.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Shout outs to Arxis. Damn, putting their foot in this one.
Yeah, dude, and really supporting the community. And they're gonna be around. I mean, who knows? They might be to a tournament near you.
Possibly.
Yeah, hit them up. They're asking, man. Um, Yeah, be sure to give us a follow if you can, subscribe if you can, do whatever you can, man. Just take a look at our channel every now and then. We will have this show if, in case you guys haven't been watching us in the past few weeks. We have this show. We did used to have it on Thursdays. This is kind of temporary that we have it on Wednesday just because of scheduling conflicts that we have between the three of us. We are aiming to keep it consistently on Thursday. But I believe for the foreseeable, what, 2 3 weeks, Gibby?
Oh, oh
For the
yeah,
next week or two, we're gonna probably be around the Wednesday schedule.
yeah.
So please look out for us on Wednesday, talking about everything. I mean, a lot of footage came out for Dragon Ball Fighter, so right now that's the current topic that we talk about. But we will literally talk about anything Dragon Ball. It doesn't matter. And we will have more guests on in the future. Things to look forward to. We already spoke to Nerd Josh to jump on, and he's down to do that. Fellow homie commentator and Game Goons All Star Ringe to make a comeback and get on this show.
Hell yeah.
Um, who else? Kizzy needs to make a comeback. We're gonna bring him on. Rhyme Style once again. Afro Senjus, we have already sent out stuff with that, and possibly Maximilian even. We reached out to him too, and he's
Yeah.
down. Wooly is interested in getting on. So yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff we have
Superstar showed,
planned.
man. A lot of superstars showing up here, man. Growing.
Exactly. And
Growth.
if you don't like our breakdown, we'll bring the people on that you do like their breakdown. We don't care. You just let us know who you want and who you want to talk about Dragon Ball Fighters at length, or if you just want to find out what's their deal. Why do they like Dragon Ball? Like, do they like shows that take too damn long? Like, what's their deal? You know, do they like power levels? Are they down for that? Um, yeah, let us know who you guys think, who you guys want. Follow our Twitter for Game Goons. You guys got any questions? Hit us up. We're on Discord, Twitter, um,
At Game Goons TV.
at Game Goons TV, our YouTube. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for sticking around. And closing comments, Chris. Anything that you would like to point out? Any last words?
Don't forget the pre-order.
For what? For what? I'm asking for what, Chris? What
Well,
is so important of pre-ordering? Let the
you
people know.
want to you want to pre-order Dragon Ball Fighters because it gets you open beta early access at a date we don't have yet. It's not been determined, but the point is they promised it on film, so they got to carry it out. If you pre-order if you pre-order the collector's edition, you get a nice box set of things that you can find on Amazon.
Hmm.
Most notably, that Goku diorama. That
I know
thing
a lot of
looks
people are
sweet.
hot on those dioramas,
Yeah, that
those
looks good.
figurines.
That looks nice. And that's all I got to say. Like I really believe in this game. I really like it. It's just gonna be fun to be a part of it.
Yeah, and like I said before, man, we welcome all challengers. We don't care if you're way better than us. We will allow you to show us what's up.
Oh yeah.
Not afraid to take a L. I mean, clearly by these videos, we're not afraid to take a L. So we're looking forward to playing all you guys and talking to you guys about this game in the next coming weeks and hearing your opinions about it. And let's see what is the exact time frame? How far away are we from the beta? Let's see,
Looking like three
about
weeks
three
out.
weeks out, I believe. About 3 weeks out. So if you guys are there, baby, we're gonna be there for sure. 6 months.
Oh,
Hey,
Jesus.
for that other one for sure. I think.
No, yo, maybe. We don't
Yeah.
know when that open beta is. That might be a little bit closer than we think. Never know.
Hey, I mean, they may extend the beta. How many times does that happen? So
Never know.
giving a lot of people chances here.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, looking forward to playing you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Uh, like I mentioned already, if you want to throw us a follow, you want to check us out, subscribe, give us a look see every now and then. We do stream weekly throughout the week for all kinds of random games. Hell Pockets is playing. What are you playing? Hellblade right now?
I
Uh,
gotta finish it. I'm pretty much close to the end, but we got kind of caught up playing this, so I just went all in on Dragon Ball Fighters. But yeah, I'll be going back to that starting probably tomorrow.
Gibby streams a lot of classic games, and I stream pretty much anything that I think is cool. Right now, I'm on Wonder Boy right now, so I'll probably jump back on that and some Rocket League. But once again, to my man, my co-host, Hell Pockets, thank you for being a part of this as well, man. Thanks for being there and holding it down from Mount Paozu Arcade and Game Goons with me at
Anytime,
Namco Bandai Namco.
anytime, anytime.
And it's a pleasure, and I look forward to the future of working with you and Gibby. Shout outs to Manchester, our producer who holds it down for us behind the scenes. Without that man, this show would not be as good as it is right now.
Like literally.
Like it'd be way shittier.
Yeah.
And shout outs to Lord Walkman, man, our other goon who is might as well be in another time zone. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support, and I hope to see you guys soon. And keep in contact, man. We'll be trading strats and videos as the week goes on. We'll be right back next week. Uh, Chris, my
Is it
man,
time? It's time.
my man, it's time. It's time to close us out and get us the fuck out of here.
All right. I want you guys once again to remember to pre-order the game, watch all the videos, ask questions, talk to anybody, answer questions. Just be generally cool. That's all I ask for you. Oh, and I also ask this. Keep it super. You know what I'm saying?